Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to The Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. New week, new video, another brand new video, and I'm going to start a little series of videos today, guys. I'm going to do the first one. Don't know how many there's going to be because I'm being asked many times in the comments to do something about maybe a collection video. It's been 2 or 3 years since I did my last one. Collection has grown a wee bit since then, so I'm probably looking maybe 6, maybe 700 bottles. So I'm going to break these videos down into stages. So I'm going to start with my left here. I'm going to head and I'm going to go along the shelf here. I'm going to break it down. I don't want to make the videos too long, so I'm going to do maybe 40 or 50 bottles at a time. I'm not going to do any tasting notes or anything like that. I do have my dram in hand just in case I get a wee bit kind of thirsty along the road. But yes, so I'm going to kick this one off, guys. This is heading into, as you can see, we're on Kilkerran shelf. So we're going to tackle Kilkerran. As you can see, we're into the corner here. Going to pull this one out. Hopefully I've got them in order. This is the heavily peated. This is the peat in progress range. This is bottle number 1. So I have bought multiple bottles of these. I have reviewed almost all of them. Pretty much they're kind of batch variant. The little mixes of sherry, mixes of bourbon along the way. So all of them are pretty different. They have some similarities. They have a lot of marshmallow, a lot of coconut, a lot of tropical vibe, and that kind of coastal maritime kind of sea salty thing. Plus, obviously, the big peat vibe. So this is batch 1 going on here. So they'll reach in. I did have some boxes with these ones when they first started doing them. So this here is, obviously we're cracking in. We're going to go, this is same again, peat in progress. This one's a whopper at 60.9% ABV. This one here was 59.3. So they're always usually pretty high with ABV. This is batch 2. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but if we do go along the line here, we do have number 3, number 4. I think if I'm going right, this one should be number 5, and this again 57.7, 57.4 for 6, 59.1 for 7, all peat in progress. I was hoping, even at batch 8, 58.4, so they're all whoppers. As I say, I do have the open ones are all pretty much in the shed. If you've been with me long enough, I used to do it from the shed. So the majority of the open bottles are out there. I think we've got up to 8, and I think they switched it at batch 9. Yeah, batch 9 became the small batch, 59.2, and then this was heavily peated small batch, batch 10. So I've been getting through a few of these, and then they got to, I think 11 is here, number 11, yeah, batch 11, 57.9. So some whoppers. So we've got a big Kilkerran shelf going here. I think last year's one, I think they changed the bottle. They had a bottle problem. This is batch 12. Again, small batch now, 58.4. I did buy a backup of that one as well, just in the back there. But then, as we go through those, we get into an old favourite. This was the first video that I ever did on YouTube, which was the wonderful Kilkerran 12. I think this is a 2022 bottle, this one. Yeah, they're all kind of stamped. There's quite a few of them in here. Again, you got the 12. Quite a few bottles of 12 kicking around. There's a couple on the go upstairs which are open. Then we obviously go progress into the wonderful Kilkerran 16. This is a Kilkerran 16 from 2020. I think this is actually the box for it. First one came in a tube. Then obviously they stopped doing all the tubes. Kilkerran 16. Then I think what they did then is they changed the, I don't know if you can see on the 16, they changed it to the blue writing on the 16. Well, this one had the all black writing on there. So that is the 2020. Couple more, I've got a load of 16s kicking around here. So 2023, 2024. Couple of 24s. I usually buy backups of them. Oh, that's a 23. So there's a 23 and a 20, couple of 23s, couple of 24s there. Like this one, this is the one that I have in my glass today, folks. This is the wonderful Kilkerran 16 of 2025, 46% ABV, and I think I've got another 2024 in there. So absolutely wonderful. So those were the kind of where we are with those. Those are the Kilkerran heavily peated, the Kilkerran 12s, the Kilkerran 16s. Let me pop them back. And I'll see if I can turn this around a little bit, give us a little bit more. So as you can see, guys, we're going into the dark ones here. These are the Kilkerran 8s. So Kilkerran 8, this is sherry matured. Kilkerran 8. 57.5 this one. And this one's kicking around this is a 2023 this one. So I've actually got the port one as well. Got a port one on the go. Kilkerran 8 port. Oh, fantastic. 57.9 that one. So yeah, lovely, lovely, rich, dark colours again. Batches again between sherry and bourbon. Got a couple here. This one is 2024 sherry matured. Couple of 24s. What's this one here? Yeah, 2024. 2024. There's quite a few of them in there. And then we head, guys. That's pretty much. I've got plenty of backups going on there. I've got my Kilkerran fix as well sorted. And then we're heading into the beautiful Kilkerran 8 bourbon, 55.8. And this is 2022. Got one open there. 2024. So I think there's a couple of 22. I think there's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a well started. There's about 6 of them going on in there. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's the up to the bourbon cask matured is pretty much up to here. Let's see if we can go a little bit further. So we'll finish this shelf here. And I've got the wonderful Hazelburn 10. Got a few, got 3 of them on the go there. I've got one open in the back. And then we've got some bit of backups. Hazelburn 10. Absolutely fantastic. So that's pretty much that shelf. So moving on to the second part of the shelf, we're sticking on Hazelburn. So we've got a couple of Hazelburns, 8 Oloroso going on here. Oloroso cask matured, 8-year-old, 48.2% ABV. Loving the J.A. Mitchell stuff, and I think in behind here we have a 13-year-old. 6,300 bottles. We have another 13 Oloroso cask matured, 9,900 bottles, and a 12-year-old Hazelburn. Absolutely wonderful, beautiful, rich, dark colours going on with them. And then we move into the wonderful Campbeltown locks. I've got a few Campbeltown lock things going on. Look at the difference in those two. So Campbeltown lock, sure you're aware of, it's the blended malt, 46% from J.A. Mitchell. All kind of Campbeltown whiskies blended together, 100% Scotch whisky, so all good. But there's a few different variances going on here. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4 of those going on there, ranging from kind of 2022, 2023, 2024. And then we get into the wonderful Springbank 10. So this is an old Springbank 10 that I've had in the collection for a long time. And I think this bottle was, where did I see, where is this bottle coming from? Here we go. 2017, that one. So that's a real old Springbank 10. But as you can see, guys, we've got enough of the new bottling going on. That's your Springbank 10 current labelling at the minute. Got a couple of backups going on there. Let's pop that one back. Couple of 10s. As you can see, they're getting a little bit darker as they go along. Few backups, and I think we start to hit the wonderful Springbank 10 Sherry series. So this is the 55, they're all 55% ABV, folks. This is the wonderful, this is the Pedro Jimenez, this one. I think I might have a spare one of them in there. Yeah, I've got a spare Pedro Jimenez in there as well. So this was the next one in the lineup, which was the Palo Cortado 10. And then you've got the, if you can see there, we have the Amontillado, and we have the wonderful Fino. And behind them, guys, I've got a couple of Springbank 12s kicking around in the back there, 56.1. Yeah, and then we started hitting more range of 15s. So we've got a few bits and bobs going on there. Let's have a look. So then we're heading down the road. Springbank 15, 46%. This is quite a dark one, this real dark vibe going on. And then we have the wonderful Springbank 18, all 46% going on. Just the coloured labels really give away the secrets. And as you can see in behind there, I've got a few Springbank 15s tucked away in the back. Got a couple of local barleys going on. Got the wonderful Springbank local barley. I think this was 55.1, 11 years old. I think there's a backup in there as well. And we have the, let me get into this, we have the wonderful Springbank 30. Beautiful stuff. Look at that. Absolutely wonderful. One of the pride and joys of the collection, that one. So that's the wonderful 30. Couple of long, we're starting to hit the Longrow. How do we get that out of the way? So we got some Longrow 100 proof going on. We have Longrow peated. That's the core range from Longrow. And then I've got a couple of Longrow reds kicking around in the collection. So I've got the 11 Tawny Port cask, that one. That Tawny Port got on there. I've got the 7 wonderful Longrow 18. Absolutely wonderful. I do have one of these open in the shed at the minute. Got a backup of the 10 going on there. And then we'll just sneak into this little corner again. So, beautiful Longrow. Again, I think this was the single malts Scotch whisky. This is the Springbank Society bottle. 20-year-old Longrow. Absolutely wonderful. Pop that there. Into these. Got a couple of Springbanks. We've got the wonderful Springbank 500 proof. That's of 2023. We've got a Springbank 8, 2025, that one I think. Yep, 2025. Got those. Let's pop them there. And we have Demi-John. Got a Longrow Demi-John. That's one of the bottles that you can fill your own from the Springbank distillery. Hand filled at the distillery. Picked this one up in 2022, that one. I think there might be a couple of cage bottles going on here. So we've got a cage, Springbanks. So I've got a 10-year-old Springbank. And I've got a 14 loud dark, that 14-year-old Springbank is. Real nice. Full sherry. I think that's a full bourbon one, that one. So I've got a bourbon one and a sherry one. And what else we got going on? Oh, I've got a mixed another one here. 2024. 5-year-old 100 proof. Nice dark one again. So comparing that to that one, let's have a look. So those are very different. So those are both 500 proofs, Springbank Societies. One's in 23 and one's in 24. So I think they've done a bourbon one. Yeah, bourbon. And sherry. So awesome. Absolutely fantastic. And we'll finish this little video off now, guys, because it's getting up there big time now. So I've got a Hazelburn 16 Ruby Port. I've got a Hazelburn May 24 8-year-old Open Day. Kilkerran Warehouse Tasting November May 24 Port Pipes, that one. Absolutely awesome. And I've got a Longrow 16-year-old Longrow Ruby Port Pipes again. And then I think the last one is a Springbank 10. Absolutely wonderful. Fijian rum casks, that one. So yeah, sort of mixing a few bits up. But yeah, that's pretty much, guys. I'm going to kind of bang that one out. That's probably done that a little bit longer than I thought. But yeah, I've got just along the bottom shelf. So yeah, guys, that's the first part of the collection, video 1. As you can probably see above me here, guys, I might just kind of finish this one up further back here. As you can see, I have the Kilkerrans, those light pinks and blues and green tubes. That's the wonderful Kilkerran. That's where it all started for me back in the day. Kilkerran work in progress. I think from 2004 upwards. I think there was one a year. Then there was a bourbon one, a sherry one. Then towards the back end of that little series, they became a bourbon and a sherry. So I'll probably try and pick them up in a next video. And it looks like we might be heading to the Isle of Arran next. So guys, other than that, I'm Alan. I'm the Whiskey Friend. Don't forget to do your stuff down below. Subscribe, click, all of that stuff. Patreon supporters, guys, thank you very much. If you want to help out the channel, feel free. All the links will be down below. You can help out on Patreon. You can become a channel member. All of that jazz down there. But other than that, I'm Alan. I'm the Whiskey Friend. Until next time, don't forget to send some great whiskey. Some great J.A. Mitchell whiskey straight down the hatch. Kilkerran 16 in the glass, guys. Cheers now.